Hello everybody, my name's Garrett, and this is the first wood turning video on my channel. Hope you enjoy it. I decided to make a wood turning channel because I've learned so much on YouTube about the art of wood turning, so I figured hopefully someone can learn something from me as well, whether it be my failures or my successes or just anything in between. Today what I'm going to make is a lidded dish, kind of like a candy bowl with a top, out of this apple wood and this Yucatan rosewood. So let's get to it. Hope you enjoy. So for this project I'm going to be using a wormwood screw. This goes right in the chuck here. Ready to line up. There we go. Tighten that down. And then put the piece with the pre-drilled hole right on the screw. Sometimes it takes a bit of coaxing to get it on. There we go. Caught. Now we can twist. Now, I've never turned rosewood before, but it seems like it's a pretty hard wood. It's going to be interesting to see. It smells nice. Let's give it a go. I'm going to get my apron on. got a little bit to go. My initial cut went in too deep, just a bit. So I'm gonna get that off and we'll resume once that's all rounded up. Alright, so we're all rounded down. I don't know if you could see it, but it's got a really nice grain pattern. Kind of wavy. Kind of like an S shape, if you will. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape the outside a little bit. I'm gonna give it a thinner end down here and widen it up as we come along the top. And then I'm gonna flatten this, or face this side off, make an indent for my chuck, and we'll flip it around and hollow out the inside. Looking good so far. Okay, now I'm going to continue to shape the outside until I have it exactly how I want it. And then we'll finish it, we'll sand it, and then flip it around. And next I'm going to use my round nose scraper to scrape, put some finishing scrape cuts on this before we start sanding. Take away some of the major tool marks there. Looks good. Okay, so I'm going to sand from 60 grit all the way up through 100, 150, 220, and I'm going to use Yorkshire grit to complete the process. Okay, so now I'm all sanded up to 220. I'm going to crack open this tin of Yorkshire grit, apply it to paper towel, and work it into the wood with the lathe off for now. And you can feel the grit of the paste in there. This is going to bring it down to a very fine grit of, I believe it's around the equivalent of say 800 or 1000 grit, somewhere around that area. Okay, good, and I'm going to turn the lathe on slow speed and work it in even more. And you can see it's already bringing out the beautiful color of this rosewood. This has already been very good to turn. Pretty happy with it. You feel it working into the wood, which is great. Very nice. It's a very smooth satin finish right now. Next thing I'm going to do is use some Hampshire sheen. This is the original blend. I have the gloss as well, but I think the original is going to work well for this project. So we're going to do the same thing, apply it on a paper towel, get it onto the wood while the lathe is off. It smells nice. Now we're going to turn that lathe on, slow speed. Let it work right in. I'm going to do this a couple times, give it a couple of coats. I'll be back once I'm finished. It's looking really nice. You can see that bit of chatoyance right there. Beautiful, I love that. So now what I'm going to do is turn the lathe up, and I'm going to buff out the Hampshire sheen, give it that final shine, and then we'll flip it around in the chuck. That is just beautiful. I'm going to take this off the tripod and show you up close. Such a nice wood, and that Hampshire sheen adds such a great accent to it. Very smooth. Okay, we're going to flip that around and start hollowing out now. Okay, first things first, what I'm going to have to do is face this off, and then we can start hollowing. Make sure it's running true. Yep. There we go. Very good. So now we can start hollowing out, and I have to remember I need to leave a little shoulder about that wide right here. That wide, so we can put the lid on top. I'm going to switch this camera around so I can get in a better position to start hollowing this out. Well, I started hollowing out, but I didn't realize that the camera wasn't recording, so take a look at what I've done so far. I haven't gone in too far. Hollowing is something that I would like to get better at. So if any more experienced wood turners are out there watching this, I've only been turning for about a year and 2 or 3 months now. If anyone has any suggestions for me, I'd gladly take a look in the comments. Getting there. I'll come back when I'm done. Alright, so we're all hollowed out. Next thing I'm going to do is create that little shoulder to rest the top of the piece on. I think I'm going to make it about there. So you'll see it come away on this side while I'm cutting on this side here. Is that all we need? Pretty good. Now I'm going to sand and finish the inside, and you'll see the finished product once I'm done. Alright, so here we have the finished product. It's a little candy bowl dish. I don't know, you can use it for plenty of things. Part 2 is going to be the top of it. I'm going to make a lid for it. So make sure you subscribe so that you're notified when that video comes out. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions or if you have any requests for new projects coming up. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.